Hi there, and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out Show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, joined by my regular partners here, former Canadiens teammates and 1986 Stanley Cup champions, Chris Nyland and Rick Green. All right, guys, I think they did this back when you were playing too, but the Canadiens go on their annual long Christmas road trip, 6 games this year between December 23rd and January 4th. They play in Columbus, Florida, Tampa, Vegas, Chicago, and Colorado before coming home, while the Cirque du Soleil OVO show takes over the Bell Center. Knuckles, how difficult is this?
Well, I'll tell you, in our day, it was extremely difficult. And I'm not saying it isn't today. The travel piece is a big piece, right? We're flying.
You were flying commercial.
Oh,
then,
yeah,
right?
we're flying commercial, hanging around airports. Today, they have it a little better that way. But regardless, the number of games squeezed into a small window like that, it is so difficult. And you hear it a lot today. Oh, back-to-backs. It's the second. It's almost like they waved the white flag for the second game. It's like, oh, my God, back-to-back. We're not expected to play well, so if we don't, oh, well. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. And the Habs have always done it. I go back to the Boston Bruins. The circus would come to town. Every season, they had like a 2-week road trip. They were gone out west all over. And it was kind of make a break for them because at the beginning of the season like that, you're trying to get your game sorted out. It's great.
It was at the beginning of the season they had.
Yeah. It's great for team bonding, getting together and stuff like that. But if you're not winning hockey games, it can go south quick and you're digging yourself out of a hole. So, yeah, I think all teams on that schedule, I know there's more teams now, but I think some of them keep that certain structure of their schedule that they've always had, especially probably the original 6 teams, right?
Yeah. I know I've done that road trip covering the team a few times, and it's exhausting not playing hockey just from so many cities. I mean, Rick, what are your memories of that? Well, you would have been as a coach with the Canadiens too, right?
I used to think that the team on the road, it would work in your favor because the home team, you've got a lot of distractions. You got family that's in, you got different events that are going on, and it's part of that stuff that comes with that time of year, and it's not easy. But if you look at the Canadiens, they're not exactly what you call a great road team, with 3 wins. And if you look at the schedule that they're up against, they've got their hands full big time. And, time will tell whether or not they're able to respond. And hopefully this little run before Christmas will give an indication of where they're going, because they're in dire need of putting some wins together and some points. But it is difficult. You're bouncing all over the place. And, you throw some time zones in there. It's difficult, but, every team goes through it. And now it's a real test of the character and the kind of guys that you have in the dressing room that find a way. And I just look back to the group that we had, and I always speak about, we knew what we were going to get from each and every guy, every game, no matter home or away. And a lot of guys really cared about performing well and finding ways to win. And this will be, like every year, a test of the group that they have and how hungry they are to find a way to get their best game forward as you approach the halfway point of the season.
What would be a successful trip, Knuckles? 2 and 4? Would that be good? Or...
Cool. I guess. I don't. Successful to me is
6-0,
5-1, but even 500, if they can get 3 wins out of it, and again, it's how are they going to play? How are they going to respond? What I don't want to see is a team that quits, like I saw against Pittsburgh. I don't want to see that. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult, because it's going to be difficult. Do not quit. And I'm fine with that. If they come out and they work their butts off and they try and they're in the game and they stay in the game, great. And if they lose it, at least they go down swinging. But don't go down. Don't turtle on me. Please don't turtle.
Well, a lot of young guys on this team who don't have kids also, right? So that probably enjoy the trip. Brendan Gallagher's last trip before he comes a dad. Congratulations to him and his wife. They're expecting their first kid. There's a New Year's Eve afternoon game in Vegas. When you guys were playing, that probably would have been something you would have liked.
Never affected. We were home at 11.
Vegas?
Yeah, it was, discipline was our middle name.
Oh, yeah. Well, New Year's Eve, right? We used to play, right? We played the Russians one New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah.
And then we would go to the brewery afterwards, Molson Brewery, and, have a nice meal and dance and drink and goof on each other. It was a blast. We had a good time.
What was your favorite road city when you played, Knuckles?
Me, I loved going to my hometown. I loved it.
Awesome.
Because they all fucking hated me. Excuse me. They all hated me. And you know what? I loved every rink in the Adams division. I loved it. I thrived on that. As far as like a fun place to go, I love going to LA because the weather, and we have one city you could go to. In Vancouver, I love Vancouver too. Mm-hmm. But we had that one city where you could go and it was warm in the winter, somewhat warm. And I liked LA for that. We usually were able to have a couple days there where we could kind of blow off a little steam and get in the hot tub.
Wasn't LA the place where you taught me how to put rocks in the fire escape doors so we could come in after hours? Yeah, that was
it. Yeah. The Airport Marriott, you got it.
Yeah. What was your favorite road?
And then whistle when we got to the ground floor, and then some lights would come on in the back woods almost, and the car would come and pick us up. Yeah.
Oh God, I'll never forget. Bob Berry came to me. The next morning, we got in the night before, and his daughter was at the hotel with him. Anyway, she went out with, I won't mention any names, but she went out with a few guys and partying and whooping it up. And then the next morning, Bob says to me, "Hey, Knuckles, come here." I mean, what? He goes, "Did you see my daughter last night?" I said, "I just saw her in the lobby with you." He said, "Well, I don't know what happened, but," because his wife was still living in L.A. So he went and was with her, and he left his room open. Well, the daughter went in his room, and whoever she was with, they were partying. Well, they turned the room upside down, flipped the mattresses, threw his clothes all over the place. He said, "They destroyed my room last night. Were you in there?" I said, I don't know where your room is. I'm there. Nope. So, yeah, that was L.A. There was always something crazy going on in L.A.
Oh, that's fun. That's it. That's it for this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. This is one of my favorite ones. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to MontrealGazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And, of course, go to HockeyInsideOut.com every day where you'll get all the latest Canadiens news. Also, if you have a bonus question you'd like us to answer in a future bonus episode, please put it in the comments section below.